The laughter was too loud, forced, cruel. My granddaughter stood in the center of the room, frosting dripping down her cheeks. Her tiny fists trembled as she ran to me, eyes wide, mascaraed with tears. Behind her, my daughter-in-law clapped her hands together like it was all a joke. "Happy birthday! Here's your surprise!" The room joined in, some awkward, some nervous. None brave enough to stop it. I wiped my granddaughter's face with my sleeve. She buried herself into me, shaking, breathing fast, like she was ashamed for crying. My eyes stayed on the woman holding the cake knife. She smiled at me. Not an apology, a challenge. And in that instant, I knew this wasn't about cake, it was about control. The betrayal had been subtle at first, a withheld invitation, a mocking glance, a comment dressed as a joke. I thought it was insecurity. I told myself to ignore it, to let my son's marriage breathe without interference. But children don't invent fear, they absorb it. My granddaughter's silence after visits, the way she clung to me at drop-offs, the new habit of chewing her nails until they bled, these were not coincidences. They were signals. And the cake in her face was not an accident. It was escalation. My son didn't see it, or maybe he refused to. Men blind themselves when they're too weak to confront what's right in front of them. That night, while the others laughed and scraped frosting from plates, I saw it all clearly. The pattern, the cruelty, the manipulation. This wasn't about birthdays. This was a war for ownership of a child's spirit, and I had just been forced to choose sides. I didn't argue. Argument feeds tyrants. I went quiet. Instead, I began listening more carefully, watching, collecting. Text messages she left on my son's phone, sarcasm sharpened into insults. Receipts hidden in purses, hotel bars while he worked nights. A voice message, never meant for me, replayed again and again. "She's not your real family. She's mine now." I kept my smile at dinners. I kept my tone soft when she pushed. I played the role of tired grandparent, neutral, harmless. But inside, I was arranging pieces, building a timeline, mapping every crack in her performance until the mask itself was paper thin. Even my granddaughter noticed. She'd whisper, "It's okay, Grandpa. You don't have to be scared of her." I'd squeeze her hand and say nothing. Because I wasn't scared. I was waiting. The truth arrived not through gossip, not through accident, but through record. A private investigator handed me the folder. Inside, photographs of her with another man, smiling in the daylight, free of pretense. Bank statements showing transfers into an account under her maiden name. Evidence of custody consultations with lawyers without my son present. She wasn't just cruel. She was preparing to erase him, and my granddaughter. I waited until the next family gathering. She played hostess, wineglass in hand, controlling every moment like always. I slid the folder across the table. No words. She opened it, eyes darting page to page. Her smirk cracked, then vanished. Her hand shook. Where did you get this?" I leaned back, silent, calm. The room grew still. Even my son looked at her differently. Her mask had finally slipped. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I only looked at my son. Read. He did. His silence hurt her more than anything I could have said. She tried to reach for his arm. He pulled away. "You lied," he whispered. She turned to me, desperate now. "You set this up. You—" I stood, picked up my granddaughter. She wrapped her arms around my neck, face buried against me, safe at last. "You thought cruelty was power," I said, my voice low enough to cut. "But power doesn't laugh. Power doesn't hide. Power exposes." Her tears broke then, streaking down her face like smeared paint. I walked out with my granddaughter in my arms. Behind me, the silence of a collapsing empire followed. Later, when my son came to me, papers in hand, eyes hollow, I didn't console him. Pity is poison. Clarity is cleaner. You see her now, I told him. That's enough. The divorce would take months, the custody battle longer. But her game was finished. The evidence had burned through every defense she had. I wasn't angry anymore. Anger gives weight to the guilty. I was empty, cold, detached. My granddaughter slept peacefully that night for the first time in months. That was my vindication. As for my daughter-in-law, she mistook laughter for strength. Now she knows silence is sharper, and silence is mine.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.